All right, today we're cracking open a technical case file. And our subject? It's a stock called Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. We're going to follow the evidence, piece by piece, right from the charts, to see exactly what story they're telling us. So let's dive in.
You know, in an investigation like this, sometimes you got to start with the verdict. And the evidence here, well, it points overwhelmingly in one direction. The outlook for Plug is bearish. So now, let's unpack all the clues and see exactly why.
So first things first, we need to look at the trend itself. I mean, it's not enough to just know which way things are heading. We need to understand the strength behind that move. Is this just a lazy drift downwards, or is it a really powerful current? Let's check the data.
And our first piece of evidence comes from what's called the Average Directional Index, or ADX. The easiest way to think about this is like a speedometer for the trend, and that reading, 32.48. Now, anything over 25 on this meter is considered a strong trend. So this tells us right away this isn't just a stock kind of drifting down. The data shows it's a sustained, powerful push.
And wow, this slide right here perfectly captures the conviction behind that push. The Aroon indicator, it basically pits two forces against each other, the upward trend versus the downward trend. And with the Aroon down at a massive 85.71 and the Aroon up at just 14.29, well, it's not even a close fight. The downward pressure is just completely, utterly dominant. Okay, so a strong trend is one thing, but any solid case needs corroborating evidence, right? So now we're going to look at several other indicators. Think of them like independent witnesses. And you're about to see they are all telling the exact same story.
Just take a look at this alignment. These are the simple moving averages. They're basically just lines showing the average price over different time periods. And the current price of $2.04, it is trapped below all of them. The 20-day, the 50-day, and even the long-term 200-day average are all stacked on the top of the price, acting like these heavy ceilings of resistance.
And here's another clue from the price behavior itself. The price isn't just low, it's actively pushing against the floor of its expected trading range. That's the lower Bollinger Band. Now, in a really strong downtrend, a stock can kind of walk the band like this for a long time, which signals that the bearish feeling out there is intense and it's ongoing. Sometimes the evidence just speaks for itself. This is a direct quote from the analysis we're looking at. The MACD, which is a really popular momentum indicator, is flashing a clear sell signal. And why is that? It's because its main line, sitting at negative 0.07, has crossed below its signal line. It's a classic confirmation of downward momentum. Okay, now let's group all our momentum witnesses together. The RSI is under 50, which is bearish territory. The stochastic and the CCI are both in what we call oversold territory. Now you might hear that and think, oh great, a bounce is coming. But, and this is a really crucial point, in a powerful downtrend like this one, indicators can get stuck in that oversold zone for a very, very long time.
Before we get to our next piece of evidence, let's quickly define a key concept, on-balance volume, or OBV. Honestly, the easiest way to think about OBV is as the footprint of smart money. It keeps a running tally of whether volume is flowing into or out of a stock. When it's going up, buyers are getting aggressive. But when it's falling, well, let's see what that means for Plug.
And there it is. For Plug, the OBV is declining. What this tells us is that even on days with maybe less overall trading, more of that trading volume is happening on the down moves than the up moves. Plain and simple. Sellers are more motivated than buyers, which is another huge piece of bearish evidence for our file.
Okay, so we've examined the fingerprints, we've listened to the witness statements, now it's time to zoom out and look at the whole scene. We need to put all these individual clues into the broader context of the stock's recent history to really understand what's happening. And this chart right here, this really puts it all into perspective. Over the last year, Plug has traded as high as almost $5. Its low point was $1.61. So at its current price of around $2, yeah, it's pretty clear where it's spending its time, pinned down much, much closer to its 52-week low than its high.
So what's the immediate battleground looking like? Well, the stock is sitting right on top of its first major support level. Think of that as the floor, at $1.99. If that floor breaks, the next level of support is down at $1.93. And for the stock to show any sign of life, it first has to get back above that key pivot point of $2.10, which right now is acting as an immediate ceiling.
So we've gathered all our evidence. We've analyzed the trend, the price action, the momentum, the volume, everything. It's time for our closing argument. It's time to weigh all the data and officially close this case file. Look, the verdict here is so clear because every single piece of evidence points to the same conclusion. We've got a confirmed strong downward trend. The price action is just trapped below all that key resistance. Momentum is weak. The volume shows sellers are in control. And the bigger picture confirms a stock is struggling near its yearly lows. It's all pointing one way. And that really brings us to the crucial takeaway from all of this. We've just laid out a technical case that is compellingly, almost overwhelmingly, one-sided, and it leaves us with one final big question. When all the technical evidence points in a single direction like this, what in the world does it actually take to turn the tide? That's the real mystery.